y'all. I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we're about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour. This is Caroline.
And it is Turn Up Tuesday.
Turn Up Tuesday. And we just celebrate a birthday.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. We didn't even talk about it last week.
I didn't even realize it was coming so quick.
I think it was still March.
Yeah.
It was a whole different month.
It was, yeah. It comes so quick, but I turned,
She said,
42.
oh my gosh.
I know.
We're so old.
So old, and I am going to New Orleans this year for my birthday. So you know what happened the last time I went to New Orleans?
Yes, you went to did you go to the graveyard? You went to that creepy lady's house? What's her name? Loretta Lynn?
Shh, there's nothing creepy about my Loretta.
LaLaurie.
Madame LaLaurie, Zach and Addie's. So
yes.
I'm excited to find a new story to obsess over on my way up there, and then I'll come back and cover it. It may actually be LaLaurie because I never covered that. Yeah. But, you know, producer Mike, the one that we talk about behind his back all the time on the episodes that he edits, he brought me a present.
Oh
so,
my gosh.
You know.
He must like you secretly.
Yeah. He might like brown girls. Sorry, Suzanne. We got some fireball shots.
Oh, here we go.
All right, so one for Caroline, one for me, and we have two shot glasses, which we're recording.
They're probably used
Thursday.
We're okay with that.
We're recording Thursday's episode today, and Caroline said it's a doozy, so maybe we save the shots for.
You definitely need to shave
like
the socks.
She said
Sots.
worse.
That's how we speak.
Worse than Kevin Davis from last week's episode.
It's bad.
Oh. And then I got some Jim Beam honey. Oh, I love me some Jim. Thank you, Mike. He said that we need to drink some real alcohol and quit fucking around with the White Claws.
What's wrong with that? I mean, there goes one right there. Yep. Truly's and White Claws.
All right. So this is what we're drinking on. Thank you. We got some Beam also in our beautiful cups.
Oh, yeah.
Bloody Happy Hour tumblers. If you didn't see them, look right now. Go to YouTube and look, or go to our Facebook page and look. Caroline needs to put it on the Instagram.
I do. I've been so busy.
The back says your favorite ending hash line. What do we call that? Tagline. Stay aware, stay alive, and always be DTF. Thank you, Misty McCombs with Idle Hands, Crafts, and More. You can email or you can Facebook her. Idle Hands, Crafts, just the letter N, More. It's at gmail.com, or go to her Facebook page. Get you one. And that's all I have.
So today, instead of covering our full episodes, we go through and do quickies. What's going on in the news? What's happening? What's the latest? There's a lot going on right now. I have no idea which stories you're picking. I just know there's a bunch of trials happening, and there's just so much going on. So that's what we're about to do.
Yeah, and it's my turn, and I do have some news for you guys. Starting off with something I just read on the way up here. Did you see that they released the cause of death for the rapper Coolio? Remember Coolio died in September? Gangster's Paradise?
I mean, I know it, but
He died.
He died?
Yeah. So he died.
Is it a mystery?
All we knew is the family said that they thought he died of a heart attack in his friend's house in the bathroom. So sounded a little
overdose, kind of
Elvis Presley-ish to me. But then we forgot all about it. So autopsy came back. He did die from fentanyl poisoning.
What was it in?
Heroin and meth was also in the system. But he also had horrible asthma, and he smoked, so he just was not healthy at all. And then, so you can't be not healthy and smoke cigarettes and do heroin and do meth with fentanyl.
I think the fentanyl was, I always feel like it's late. Like they don't know that obviously it's in there.
Yeah.
So his heroin or meth that he took was most likely laced. With it.
I just don't understand the purpose of lacing it. Like, even if I'm a drug dealer. I know.
Oh.
The people who are lacing it, what's the purpose? You want your clients to die?
It's for China, and the Chinese are trying to kill us.
Oh.
I don't know. That's what
Blame the Chinese. They're my friend. Well, I don't know.
They brought that air balloon over us, remember? I don't know.
Everything comes from China.
Report the facts, guys. And you know what? Everything's made in China. So sorry, but I mean, everything's made in China.
Yeah.
That's where they do the work.
So they're my friends, actually.
I mean,
don't poison me, Chinese people. Or it's actually Americans doing it and blaming the Chinese, which is probably the real facts. So there's number one.
I don't know. Maybe they just want us to die. I don't know.
The other one is I just listened to Sarah Boone's Suitcase Killer.
I know. Yeah.
Pre-trial, her little pre-trial thing. So Caroline did the story, the suitcase murder.
And she recently got a haircut. I will tell you.
Oh, yeah, I did look bad.
Like a guy.
And her trial was supposed to start next week, but they got a delay till
this is like
July.
The 14th delay.
Is it really?
Yes.
I couldn't remember when the actual murder happened.
I can't either off the top of my head.
I'm not even expecting you to.
Well, I've been
was it more
following
recent?
Yes. And
okay.
I've been following it because I just have. And so it's been, I think she's on her 4th attorney.
Uh-huh.
And the most recent one, the attorney said he got COVID and he couldn't be ready. And now they're trying to do this battered wife's.
Yeah, so that's why it's delayed. He can't find an expert.
Find anybody to go on and testify with,
on behalf of her having battered wife syndrome. He blamed it on I can't find an expert that is willing to do it for what the state is going to pay them. But it's really more the bitch is not a battered bitch.
The judge was like, well, how much are they asking for? And he's like, well, it's not really that. It's really more of they don't want the notoriety. They know that this case is big name and people are paying attention to it and following it, and they don't want to be tied to it because they know it's ridiculous.
Smart.
But yes, there is another delay, and it is wild.
But she's at least in jail, right? Because okay,
yeah.
So keep delaying. And then the jury was picked yesterday for the David Temple. So they have a jury. It's 8 women and then 4 guys. So a jury full of women.
Whoopsies.
And then there's 4 alternates. So I bet we'll know something in the next 2 weeks of what his actual sentencing is going to be.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Case.
It was 1 week ago.
2020 is Sarah Boone. Okay.
When she killed him?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So hadn't been too long.
Yeah.
Let's go to Florida.
Okay. We go to Aiden Fucci?
No.
Oh.
No. Going to Florida. It's March 30th. I just heard about this today. 3 teenagers have been found dead.
I did see that.
So on March 30th, 16-year-old Layla Silvernail was found in a dumpster on the side of a rural road in Ocklawaha. I don't know what it is, Florida.
Okay.
It's a it has 1,500 people. They're probably all cousins. Found in a dumpster with a gunshot wound, but she was alive. So she was rushed to the hospital, but she eventually died from the gunshot wounds. The next morning, a 17-year-old male's body was found on that same road, a couple miles down, dead with a gunshot wound.
Oh, my gosh.
And then the next day, so it was a Thursday, a Friday, and then Saturday morning, police found Layla's car, so Layla, the first victim, car submerged in a body of water. When they got the car out, there was a dead body, and that was a 16-year-old girl with a gunshot wound, dead.
What? And did they match? Is it all the same?
It's all the same. So this is a very, very small town, so word gets around quick. Panic happens quick.
Do another cover-up with Kylie Rodney.
Well, these police seem a little bit more bought in and legit. Mm-hmm. But what they did, their last news report did say, because people are saying, we got a serial killer. The town is panicking. Parents who have teenagers who drive are not allowed to drive to school. Like, they are dropping off their kids at school, watching them walk in the door and picking them up. No playing outside. No hanging out with your friends, because they don't know who to trust. Okay?
Are these people connected? These 3 people? I mean,
they are all
they're
friends.
In a small town, but are they like hanging out together?
Yeah, they're all friends. They were all together earlier that night in Layla's car.
The first night, because it was 3 nights ago that it happened.
So the first Thursday night or Thursday day, they were earlier. They were together that day.
Oh my gosh.
So they ruled out that the police came on and said it's not a serial killer. This wouldn't even, I don't even think that would fall in a serial killer category. I mean, it's 3, but there has to be like
time in between. You specifically stalk your person. And
so police ruled that out. But they are saying that it could have been a thrill kill. And so, like, right now...
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, so, but do you think this is, like, an adult? Like, who are you thinking? Like, who would you look at as suspects? If you live there, who would you kind of be scared of?
He kills 3 teenagers, and how did the girl's car end up submerged?
Yeah, all the questions. So I was thinking it was somebody their age, like a mutual friend, like another high school kid.
Yeah, I mean, is it messy?
That was probably hanging out with them.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Hi, and welcome to Bustles and Bangers with your hostess, Rachel and Christopher.
I love it when you say my name.
And you didn't say hi.
I didn't. You just kept going. I'm going to introduce the book. I'm not reading it. It's because I don't like reading.
Girls like cowboy butts, and those jeans don't hide anything. Find us on Instagram at Bustles and Bangers or on roguemedianetwork.com.
Hola, yo soy Jackie.
Y yo soy Jessica.
Y esto es Zona del Crimen. Un podcast donde hablaremos sobre casos de crímenes reales
y eventos impactantes que han quedado marcados a través del tiempo. Recuerden que nos pueden seguir en Facebook, Instagram
o donde escuches tus podcasts favoritos.
Hey, I'm Blair.
And I'm Brittany. And we're the host of
By the Cover Podcast.
We cover everything from mysteries, thrillers, romance, chick lit, and even some smut.
Don't forget the smut.
Yeah.
We're so excited to get this thing going and share this with you guys. We've been talking about this for months, and it's finally happening.
Yes.
Special shout out to Rogue Media for helping us with this.
For sure. You can find us on Instagram at bythecover_podcast.
You can also find us on Facebook and TikTok, so don't forget to give us a follow on those too also.
And we are so excited to dive into some of our favorite books and share those with you.
We can't wait. Hope you love it.
So police believe that it could be like a hybrid. They use the word hybrid gang. So it's like a wannabe type fake gang that is doing some initiation type or thrill kill type stuff, but they think it is younger. Like that the killer is more closer to the victim's age group than not.
Yeah.
Nancy Grace don't believe it, but it's just weird that I don't know that just a random old middle-aged white guy is just gonna There's no sexual stuff with it.
I know. I guess I need to hear more about
that. Yeah. I mean, there's not enough. That's just, it literally just happened. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Random shootings. Yeah. And I think it's execution type style.
Plus,
and then their bodies were dropped.
Were they all together, and were they all like? And then he just did one at a time, and then like took the other two, and then kept them hostage, and then or how did it happen?
I think it had to been multiple people, because the dumps. Here's this long road. It's a 2-lane, 1 lane on each side, right?
Yeah. Highway,
rural road. Yeah. On the side, it's dirt road. So here's this dumpster. He was thrown, one of the bodies was on the dumpster. The other body was on the right side of the road, on down. So that led me to believe that somebody in the passenger seat was there on the back seat to just dump the body, and then the driver, just go. But it was all in this. They were just like all around each other. So I think that it was kids. Maybe another car that was following them. Somebody was riding with them.
But
they were all together that night in Layla's car.
Okay.
And they were all shot
at maybe the same day, but they were just found on different days.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my, wow.
So let's stay in Florida.
Okay.
And for some reason, again, on March 30th. So
there's a bunch of stuff that happened. That's when that kid was beat up, that Trent kid.
Talon. Trent is my kid.
No, Trent Laircamp.
Oh,
was the kid
on March 30th? Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about my story I'm about to do. Okay, listen. You probably know this story too. March 30th, it's in Florida. The family of Passion Jeffries, she's 21 years old, called the police for a welfare check because they had not heard from her since the day before. And neighbors had reported hearing
the alligator.
Yes, hearing a commotion in Jeffrey's apartment the night before. So her family goes to her apartment. They see blood on the sidewalk. They get inside the apartment, and Passion was dead in the bathroom. She was stabbed over 100 times. Blood was everywhere. Fingerprints were on the wall, or like blood was smeared on the wall. There were shoe prints on the floor in the bathroom, Gucci shoes. And there was a cleaning spray bottle that had blood and fingerprints on them. But Passion had a son named Talon, 2-year-old Talon, and he was nowhere to be found in the apartment. So there was immediately police, shout out to St. Petersburg, Florida police, used all the resources. They immediately searched. They had helicopters. They had dogs. They were at a nearby lake, like a mile or two down the road. When they got to that lake, they saw an alligator with something in his mouth.
They did.
Caroline.
They did.
They shot the alligator.
They did.
And the alligator dropped what he had in his mouth, and it was 2-year-old Talon Mosley. But his body was intact. How? God.
But did they say he...
Let me go. So 2-year-old body was intact, but he was dead.
Right.
Now.
Then we were like, well, was he dead before?
Yes. So people were like, well, how did he get in the water? Like, what is it? So now Thomas is Talon's dad. His name is Thomas Mosley. About 9 o'clock the night before, Thomas showed up at his mom's house, and he had lacerations and cuts on his hands that are like slippage from a knife, and he checked himself to the hospital to get treated for his wounds. His mama told him to go get some help for your wounds. What happened?
Yeah, why you cut up, boy?
And then he was arrested on 2 counts of murder. So police have revealed, so there's been an autopsy, because at first they were like, we don't know actually how Talon died. Did it have to do with the crocodile? Did he drown in the water, or was he dead before? And so they did do an autopsy, and all they said is that the alligator did not cause Taylon's death. So Taylon was dead before the alligator got him, but they did not release the actual cause of death.
Okay,
so maybe they're saving that for trial or evidence. And then Thomas Mosley, Taylon's dad, admitted to throwing Taylon into the water. Placing, not throwing.
Oh, because that's so much better.
Yeah.
Thanks.
They had only lived in the apartment for a month. Now, so on the 29th, it was Daddy's birthday. They had celebrated the birthday at home. All the family was over at the apartment. So after his birthday party, something went down.
Clearly.
Something bad went down.
Did he have a psychotic break? That's what he's going to say. That's what they're going to say.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I read somewhere that there was a question of whether Taylon was his or not, and he lost his
everything
mind. But 100 times,
I did.
Like
hear,
I could like
that's
Lorena
like
Bobbitt.
Fucci.
Yes.
114 stats.
Yeah.
Except I heard this one was really gruesome.
Yeah. So sad.
Well,
so sad.
I heard that the river or lake or whatever it is where he was dumped, that it was known to be infested with alligators.
Oh, yeah. So he was trying to get rid of evidence.
Yes.
But you should have put her in there, too.
I know.
Why are you going to leave?
But then I saw him. They had surveillance footage of him getting booked into the police station. And he's getting wheeled in his wheelchair. And he has his whole, like from his elbow to his wrist on both arms, they're just like in casts or like bandaged up.
So I wonder if she had to fight back then.
Because that's
how are your arms
how do you
cut up?
slip? I mean, it had to have been. That's why they said it was. I just remember hearing that it was so brutal and gruesome, and so obviously she was fighting back. And
they'd only lived together for a month.
I guess he took the baby then after that, or I don't know.
Yeah, I thought initially that he probably hurt the baby, but not as violently, because you'd be able to. They would have said what kind of wounds he had. So did he smother him? Did he choke him? Or did he just throw him in the water and he drowned?
I don't know. I feel like I heard that he was shot, but that was probably, I hear about a lot of different stories, so I'm probably mixing them up. But that was awful.
Let's take a sip for
Letitia
and
Stout.
Passion. Oh, no,
That
I didn't
bitch.
have her. I did see that on there, but she's not on my thing.
With Taylon and what was that?
I said, let's take a sip for Taylon and Passion. Okay. Last one, Colorado, Inglewood. This is March 25th. 81-year-old Reginald McLaren called the police around 6 p.m. and told them that his wife and his adult daughter had been killed, and he was frantic. And he was like, and I know who the killer is, and I'm pretty sure they used a hammer.
Oh, wow. You know all
the
these
clues.
details.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the police get to his house, and they found the two victims and two large trash cans in the living room.
Oh.
They were both dead with substantial injuries. 70-year-old Bethany McLaren was the wife, and then 35-year-old Ruth McLaren was the daughter. They were killed with an axe and dismembered with a saw.
What's everybody dismembering people? Chopping
It is
them
the
up.
hardest way to do. It's the hardest thing to do. And it's everybody's go-to.
Everybody. They just want to be getting knives and saw blades, and they just trying to be Dexter.
Yeah. So, Dexter,
Get
you
a
screwed
new
people
idol.
up. Get a new idol.
Dexter was good. Y'all aren't.
Y'all are not.
Wow.
So, chopped him up with a saw, dismembered them with a saw. He was arrested on first-degree murder. He later confessed. And guess what his reasoning was?
They didn't make their bed properly or something stupid. Something really stupid.
He had lost his job. He had no more money left for
Insurance.
rent, and he did not want them to be homeless.
Oh. It's so sweet.
And he has no regrets because they're in a better place now because of what he did.
Oh, could you please chop me up so I can be in a better place? What? What is wrong
He did
with
them
these
a favor? Wait, why are you 81 and still working? And maybe it's like the working poor. But why in the hell wasn't Ruth working? She was 35. Maybe Ruth has a disability and couldn't. So let me not.
Maybe Ruth was just like the lady from who had her cats and chopped up her parents.
She had a job. She's a special ed teacher.
I think she was maybe a student, not a teacher.
She's a 39-year-old student. Oh,
Don't be
know.
ageist.
Take a drink for Ruth and Bethany. And then, do we take?
I'm going to have to bring back Court TV Corner. Because some of these are like news stories and some of these are, well, mainly the ones I talk about are the ongoing trials. Because there's 2 trials that are going on, but I'm like, I don't want to talk about them because it's in the news, but it's really Court TV Corner. It's like trial news.
Yeah. Well, you just have to tell them what the story's about because, like me, if you just throw in a random name, I don't know anything about it, then I'm lost.
Well, let me just tell you, Letitia Stout.
I've seen that name.
She is on trial currently for murdering her stepson.
Okay. Yep. Saw that.
He was shot twice in the head, and she is claiming not guilty by reason of insanity. There is a whole entire phone conversation so she's married to this guy. He's in the military. I think he was in the Air Force, and he was out doing his Air Force duties in a different state. I don't have all the details, but the general story is that he was out of town. She's watching the kid. She'd been watching the kid. I mean, she had 2 kids of her own, and he had 2, whatever. Baby mama is kind of in the picture, but not really if the Gannon, the 11-year-old boy, is living with her. Anyway, she basically got fed up with being the babysitter.
So leave.
So she made up all this whole story, and the dad's trying to ask where the kid is, like, where is he? He's missing, and then she makes up this whole story, and this is all recorded on a recorded phone call. Because by this time, he'd been missing for a few days, and FBI's on the call. He's recording it. This is all playing in trial right now.
Yeah, yeah.
She makes up this whole story about some guy, Quentin, came in and raped her and then took the kid, and then she didn't know what happened. It was terrible. And this all, she lived in Colorado, but this happened. He was found in a suitcase in Florida under the bridge by a maintenance worker.
Oh, hell. Hell.
She shot him twice, and then she, cut him up.
She did cut him up?
And this bitch is out there on the trial, looking like this crazy person from The Ring. You've seen The Ring?
Samaria?
She has her hair. She's hiding in the very tiny corner of the courtroom. It's just because it's on a webcam feed. It's not on, but she's trying to hide, and she's just like this the whole time, looking down with her hair covering her face, and she is. I think she's trying to put on the whole insanity thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, it's wild. It's supposed to last for 6 weeks.
You've been watching it?
I've been. It's hard to get dedicated when I don't have a lawyer telling me what's happening while I'm watching it.
Oh.
So this one I just have to watch by myself.
Well.
But it's wild. Anyways.
So you'll do the whole story when it's all over?
I definitely will.
Okay.
I almost did it this week, but I wanted a grocery out instead.
It's done. Okay. We will see y'all Thursday for another full episode. Send this one to 40 people that you know. And if you have not done so yet, rate us.
Review us.
And then subscribe to us and send some to our friends. We will
Cheers,
see y'all
everybody.
Thursday. Cheers. Happy birthday to me. Every day in April.
Every day in April. And your name is April. So there you go.
Yeah. Don't forget to
stay aware.
Stay alive.
And always be DTF.
Bye, y'all.
Goodbye. What did I just make that? Was this the, is this the honey or the, oh, even better. I probably should sip it.
Why?
Because why don't I take shots of that? I need to just be sipping on it. I'm going to be swerving and jarving.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.